You're welcome to Funnymath page. We still continue with the BECE episodes. We wish them the best in their exams as they prepare for the upcoming BECE. Now let's answer the questions here. That's question 1A. In the figure below, B is an enlargement of parallelogram A with scale factor of 3. Now we have to find the length of the sides marked X and Y. So these are the two, similar shapes. And that's the shape 1 or the parallelogram A, and the second one is the parallelogram B, that's the image. Now we have to find the values of X and Y, in the I, and the II, we have to determine the angle marked Z, that is Z. So this is X, and this is Y. How do we find the length of these sides? Now, let's begin with the solution here. That's going to be question 1AI. So 1AI, write your question number as usual. So now how do we find the length of the side X and Y? Now this is what you are supposed to know. The two shapes A and B are similar shapes because B is an enlargement of A. B is the image and A is the object. You know from scale factor that the scale factor, which is SF, is equal to, so that's the formula. The scale factor is equal to the image length over the object length, or length of image over corresponding length of object. You can also say it in that way. So this should tell you that if you want to find image length, which X is an example. You see X here, this X is an image length. So if you want to find the image length from this formula, we just have to make image length the subject. And what do? We are going to, do cross multiplication. We're going to do cross multiplication. So the image length will multiply 1. So we have image length. So length of image is equal to, the scale factor times the object length. So whenever you want to find the image length, you just have to multiply the scale factor by the object length. This is not necessary, but if you want to bring it before you write this formula, no problem. You can just put this one in the back of your mind that image length is equal to scale factor times object length. This is what I want. Now, since we know this formula, then we can find the value of X right now. So let me write here, finding X. Let's find X right now. So X is equal to, that's the image length. X is equal to the scale factor, which is given in the question to be 3, with a scale factor of 3, that is here. So that's going to be 3 times the object length. So X corresponds to, this side of the shape A, which is 2.5. So that's going to be 3 times 2.5 centimeters. So let's multiply. So we can take this 2.5 to be 25 by 3. That's a simple way to multiply decimal fractions. So 3 by 5 is going to be 15. So write 5, remainder 1. 3 times 2 is going to be, 6, plus 1 is going to be 75. Now, after that, we have just one decimal place here. This one has no decimal point. So we don't have any decimal place for this 3. But we have one decimal place for 2.5. So we just move one time. So it's going to be like this. So the point is going to be here, 7.5. So that means that X is equal to 7.5 centimeters. So what I just did here is how to multiply, a simple way to multiply a decimal fraction by a whole number, or even how to multiply decimals. So if you don't know how to multiply decimals, you can also check that one. So now we have the value of X here to be 7.5 centimeters. Let's go ahead and find their length, Y. Remember, they are all part of the question 1AI. So let me get that one here. All right, so let's find Y here. Now this is Y. That's the object length, and it corresponds to, 12, the image length. So you have seen that this time, the image length has been given, but the object length we don't have. So we are still going to use this formula. Image length is equal to scale factor times object length. So now the image length from this, we have 12. So that's going to be 12 equal to scale factor, which is 3 times the object length, which in this case is Y. So times Y. So this is what we have. Very, very simple. So if you want to find the value of Y, you just have to divide here by 3, here 2 by 3. So 3 here 1, 3 here 1. So 3 goes into SF1, it goes into 12, 4 times. So that means 4 is equal to Y, or Y is equal to 4. So now the unit is centimeters. So Y is equal to, 4 centimeters. So that is how we can find the value of y. Let's take the next question, which we are to find the size of the angle marked Z. That is very, very simple. That's going to be question 1A II. Let me just get that one here. So 1A II, very, very simple. We don't have to do any calculations here. And I hope you've seen the reason. Oh, yes. Now, Z is equal to 100. Z is also equal to 100 degrees. The reason is that when you enlarge a shape, the angles don't change. They still remain the same. So, for example, let's take this square. This angle here is 90. When you enlarge this square to be, this, the angle here is still going to be 90. It will never change. So that is why you have to know. So Z is equal to 100 degrees. So easily we have been able to work the question 1A, I and II. Let's get our next question. That is question 1B. That's going to be question 1B. Let me get that one here. 1B. And now this is the question. So find the angles A, B, and C in the diagram below. So we have these angles here. This is angle A, B, and where is C? C is here. Here. I can also see the angle D, but we didn't ask us to, find the value of the angle D. So let's move on. Maybe there is a reason for that, which I've seen it. Now let's move on. So how do we go about finding the value of the angles A, B, and C? That's the diagram. You have to be smart here. You have to, remember all the angle properties you know about triangles. In fact, not only about triangles, all the angle properties that you have to put them in use here. You have to be able to apply the angle properties. So let's begin. After going through this diagram, I can see that it's very, very easy to find the angle A. Yeah, from this triangle. From this triangle. So finding A is going to be very, very simple because the sum of these angles should give me 180 degrees. So let me get this one here, finding A. So like I was saying, if you want to find A, just add all these angles. So that's going to be A plus 30 degrees. You have 30 degrees here plus 40 degrees. And that should give me, 180 degrees. The reason is that they are the sum of the angles of a triangle. So now we can just find the value of A. So A plus 30 plus 40 is going to be 70. So you have 70 degrees equal to 180, degrees. So now A is equal to 180 degrees minus 70 degrees. I've just taken this one to this side. So that means that A is equal to, 110 degrees. So now we know the value of A. Let's find the other angles here. So now that we know A to be, 110 degrees, which angle should be next? Are we going to find the angle B or the angle, C? You have to find the angle B. And what's the reason? The reason is that the angles A, B, and this angle, they form angles at a point. And angles at a point, they sum up to 360 degrees because they form a circle. So let me find the value of B right now. So finding B. So that's going to be 120 degrees plus, A plus B is equal to 360 degrees. And the reason is they meet at a point. Now we know that A is 110. So in place of A, I'll just have to write 110. So that's going to be 120 degrees plus 110 degrees plus B is equal to 360 degrees. So 120 plus 110, what are we going to get? We are going to get 230 degrees. Now plus B equal to 360 degrees. So that is what we are getting. Now let's find the value of B by taking 230 to this side. So B is equal to 360 degrees minus 230 degrees. So easily or simply, we are going to get 130 degrees. So that's the value of B. So B is 130. This angle, 130 degrees. So how do we find the angle C? Very, very interesting. You can pause the video and work the angle C. Finding C. Let me work that one on top here. finding C. So now, how do we find our one? You should know that from this triangle, the triangle with the interior angles C, B, and D is an isosceles triangle. Why? Because these two sides are equal because of these strokes. So let me highlight this one for you to see. So this side is equal to this side. So because of that, the base angles are also equal. And these are the base angles, D and C. You should know this property of isosceles triangles. So the two sides being equal has their base angles to be equal as well. So that means C here is the same as this angle D. So you can easily say that C is equal to D because they are the base angles of this isosceles triangle. Now, with this said, we know that D is now C. Now, when we add C to this C and that of this B, we have to get 180 degrees because they are also angles of a triangle. And the sum of the angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. So let me get that one here solved. So this is what I'm saying. C plus another C plus B is equal to 180 degrees. And I hope you're not confused because the base angles are the same. So this, CC, they represent this and that respectively. So now C plus C is going to be 2C. So that can be simplified. B is 130 degrees. So you just have to get that one here, 130 degrees equal to 180 degrees. So we have 2C equal to 180 degrees minus 130 degrees. I've just subtracted this one from this one. So I have 2C equal to, 50 degrees. So I divide here by 2, here 2 by 2. So 2 will cancel these 2, 1, 1. 2 goes into SF1, it goes into 50, 25. So it means that C is equal to 25 degrees. So that is how we can find the value of C. Let's get the last two questions solved. So let's get our last question here. That is question 1C. So we have question 1C. So we begin with the first one, but let me read the preamble. Solve the following inequalities and illustrate the answers on number lines. So we're going to solve them and we put our answers on number lines. So let's begin with the first one. Now this expression, we have 3 on 4 into bracket x minus 1 minus 1 on 2 into bracket 2 minus 3x less than or equal to 3 on 8 into bracket 1 minus x. So that's the inequality is a long one, but the steps are very, very easy and they are simple. So now let's begin. So this is an inequality involving fractions, and the first step that you're supposed to do is to do away with the fractions, and after that we remove the bracket. So let's continue from that. So first of all, we have to get the LCM, and the LCM is going to be what? We have 4, 2, and 8 as the denominators. The LCM is obviously going to be 8. So make sure that you've multiplied this 8, which is the LCM, by all the terms that we have here. Now we have 3 terms. The whole of this is 1 term, the whole of this, and out of that, another term. So we have 3 terms. So let's begin. We have 8 multiplying 3 on 4 into bracket x minus 1. Now we have to multiply 8 by this one too. Don't forget about the sign, which is minus. We have 8 multiplying, that is 1 on 2 into bracket 2 minus 3x. Now less than or equal to 8 multiplying 3 on 8 into bracket 1 minus x. So that is that is how we can multiply the LCM by the terms here. Now at this point we can do cancellations because 4 can go into SF1, it goes into 8 2 times. And 2 here 1, it goes into 8 4 times. 8 here 1, it goes into 8 1. So let's see what we have at the moment. We have 2 multiplying 3, which is 6. So we have 6 into bracket x minus 1. Now we have the minus sign here, and for multiplying 1 is going to be 4. So we have 4 into bracket 2 minus 3x less than or equal to, this sign. 1 multiplying 3 is 3. So we have 3 also into bracket 1 minus x. So that is it. We've been able to remove the fractions. Now let's remove the brackets. And how do we do that? By multiplying these numbers, which we call the coefficients, by the terms in the bracket. So now we have 6 multiplying x, which is 6x, and 6 multiplying negative 1, we have negative 6, minus 4 multiplying 2 is going to be 8, and for multiplying, negative 4 multiplying negative 3x is going to be positive, 12x. Now less than or equal to 3 times 1 is going to be 3, and 3 times negative x is going to be negative 3x. So that is it. At this point, we can group like terms, 6x and that of 12x, they are like terms. So you have 6x plus 12x, and these two guys are also like terms. So we have next 6 minus 8 less than or equal to 3 minus 3x. So let's simplify what we have. 6x plus 12x is going to be 18x. Now negative 6 minus 8 is going to be negative 14 less than or equal to 3 minus 3x. So at this point, we have to, group another like terms here, because 3x, negative 3x and 18x, they are like terms, and that of this and also that, they are like terms. So I can just take this negative 3x to this side, and I'll bring this negative 14 to this side. So let me work that one here. So that's going to be 18x now plus 3x less than or equal to 3 plus 14. The reason is that, this negative is going to be positive. It's like I'm adding, positive 3x to both sides of the inequality, and that is why I'm getting this one. So the same thing applies to the negative 14. So 18x plus 3x is going to be 21x less than or equal to 3 plus 14 is going to be 17. Now we can find the values of x. We divide here by 21, here too by 21. So they will just cancel out. We have x less than or equal to 17 out of 21. So these are the range of values for the x. Now we have to illustrate this information, on a number line, or this answer on a number line. And that's very, very simple. Let's do it here right now. So you just have to, draw your straight line. So that's my number line. You have a straight line here and draw it, a medium size. That's a number line. You just have to get your middle or your midpoint, which is going to be 0. So here is 0. The number that we are looking for is 17 out of 21. So that's going to be on the positive side, this side, on the right side. So we just create, a point for that. So you have 17 out of 21. We take the reverse of this. So that's going to be on this side, which is negative 17 out of 21. So this is, a simple way to represent this one, a number line. So what do we do next? This is what we are looking for. We just go on this point, we draw a circle. Now, since we have, a bar under the less than sign, it means we have to shade this circle, meaning that 17 out of 21 is part of the, the solution that we are talking about. Any number which is less than or equal to 17 out of 21 is part of this solution. So what will be the direction of these numbers? Is it going to be this side or to this side? And obviously it's going to be, this side. So you just have to draw a line here to show the direction of these, numbers. So they are going to be on this side. So that is how we can represent this on the number line. Let's get the last question. That's question 1, CII. So we have 1 CII. It also goes by the same preamble. So let me write the expression, the inequality. We have 12 greater than neg 4 minus 8 multiplying neg 4, 4k minus 6 That's the inequality. So at this point, we have to, remove the bracket by multiplying the coefficient, which is -8, by the terms in the bracket. So I have to maintain these ones, which is 12 greater than -4. Now we have -8 times 4. That's going to be positive 32k. I mean, that was -4k. Now -8 times -6, that's going to be plus 48. You have to be careful whenever you are multiplying, integers, especially when they have negative signs in front of them. So a negative times negative is going to be positive. Take note of that. So at this point, we can, collect like terms because -4 and that of 48, they are like terms. So that's going to be, 12 greater than -4 plus 48 plus 32k. So which can be simplified to, 12 greater than -4 plus 48, that's going to be 44. Now, plus 32k. So what do we do next? We want to make, k the subject. So I can take this guy to the side. So let me continue from this side, and that's going to be 12 minus 44, greater than 32k. So 12 minus 44, that will give me -32 greater than, 32k. So you want to find k, not 32k. So we have to divide here by 32. Here 2 by 32. So here 1, here 1. So that means we have this one, we can simplify this one. So 32 here 1, it goes into this 1. Remember, we have a negative sign there. So I'm going to get -1 greater than, k, which is the same as k is less than -1. So that is how we can solve for the value of k. Now the next thing is to represent this answer on a number line. So we just have to draw our number line like we did in the first one. So that's our number line. It should be a medium size. So that is our number line. Get the the middle or the midpoint. That's going to be 0. So we have, -1 here, and the opposite of this number is going to be +1. So now the number in question is -1, so I have to land on this guy. The moment you get there, you draw a small circle on top of it. Now what you have to know is that there is no bar under the sign here, so we are not going to shade the circle. So we just leave it like this, then we draw our arrow to show where the origin of this inequality. So now k less than -1, what is going to be the origin? Which part of the number line satisfy this answer? So that's going to be this side, on the left side of -1. So that means I have to extend my line to this side, then you just bring an arrow on top. So that is how we can represent this one on the number line.